Hello, I'm Davina. And hello to all of you, bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. Today, I'm going to share with you 11 tips to help you on your journey of healing. So, I'm going to call these Davina's 11 S's for healing. So, they all start with S, which is pretty weird, but anyway. The first couple that you've probably already heard of are safety and stability. The number one thing we need to do in order to heal is to get ourselves to a place of safety. And that means obviously away from the narcissists, gaining distance from the narcissists in our lives, especially the primary relationships that we have. And that means our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our spouses, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our friends, and even bosses if you can. But obviously, yeah, definitely we need to you need to start to move away from those people, both physically and psychologically, and, cut ties with these people so that you can feel safe. Because once the body feels safe, the healing naturally starts to happen and those feelings naturally start to arise. So it is definitely, the key thing. It's just like, a war vet, when they're in the war, they're just in the survival mode. You don't actually get the PTSD until you get back to this place of safety. And that's when the things start to arise and the flashbacks and all that stuff. So as long as we're still in a codependent relationship, a trauma bond, it's basically like an addiction. And all addictions just keep those feelings repressed. That's what they're doing. We're avoiding those feelings. We're avoiding our pain. So safety. And I guess that I should include another one, sobriety. There's another one for you, safety and sobriety. So yeah, getting sober is probably even, I don't know what comes first. For me, it was sobriety and then more safety. But it's not a definitely a linear thing. It can be like, get yourself more safe and you get more sober and then you get more stable. And then again, you get more sober. It just sort of, they all work together. So getting yourself free from all major substances, including alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, any kind of substance, and also process addictions too. And these will fall away gradually. I think don't try to like force it. Like definitely get away from the substances as soon as you can. And if that needs to be replaced by a more, softer kind of addiction, that's okay. Because I found that that's what happened with me is that, after I left my husband, then I was shopping on Amazon, but at least I was away from him. And then after, now I'm not shopping on Amazon anymore. Now I'm like on Reddit or something, and it just gets, or I'm watching a movie and writing a movie review. So it just, the addictions just get sort of a little healthier, I guess I would say. So that's another one. So safety, sobriety, and stability. These are probably the first three things. And stability can just be like getting yourself, a good place to live. Maybe that includes a job, it could be like a stable income. And this again can happen gradually in steps. It may not happen all right away, but our goal is to start getting some stability in our life. And again, that tells your body that, things are safe and that we can start to heal now. So your body just naturally starts to feel like those feelings can come up. So those are the first three there: safety, sobriety, and stability. So now it's 12. The next one is another three that I've grouped together: spaciousness, simplicity, and schedule. So I think spaciousness and simplicity are definitely intertwined. And once we create some simplicity in our life, then spaciousness sort of naturally arises out of that because we have fewer distractions. We're not always busying ourselves. We've made decision making simple so that we don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about, should I do this and should I do that? Because that just wastes our energy, which we need to now put into the healing process. And it takes a lot of energy. And then schedule as well can be linked into that by creating a schedules for ourselves and routines. That creates the simplicity, and the simplicity adds to the spaciousness. So they all work together. I'll tell you some of the things that I've done to create these three. In terms of food, I have a food routine, like a food schedule. That means like I have a 2-week schedule where I eat, I eat the same thing every 2 weeks, and I just rotate those meals and rotate. And I have also a plan, a schedule for how and when I prep those foods. So everything in my food routine is there, and I don't have to think about it at all, or very little, So, and then my grocery orders I do online. So I don't have to go to the grocery store. I just do the same. It's very simple. I don't have to make decisions. I just go, okay, I'm ordering today broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and there we go. That's taken care of. My wardrobe, again, very simple. have you seen probably these? I have 4 of these. They're, I just rotate. I don't have to get up in the morning and decide what I'm going to wear, which is a relief when I'm in a flashback every morning. I have 24 of the same t-shirts, and I have the same leggings that I just, again, rotate. So I've created simplicity into my life. We don't want to be making decisions that just takes up mental space, if you can. And this is my personal opinion. This is what I've done. This is what I've found tremendously helpful. And spaciousness, just, trying to drop away those distractions that you don't need. If you find you're spending like 2 hours on Facebook, try to reduce that. Maybe reduce it to 45 minutes. Try to create that spaciousness and that time in your day so that you can be processing. Like I have an hour long to eat my breakfast, because that's when emotions start to come up. I start eating, and then sometimes I start grieving just automatically. It's just a time for me to process. And then again, I create time in my evening. I'm going to bed super early, like 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. So that I can lay there in my bed, I can meditate, and sometimes again, that's when, the spaciousness, just then suddenly like feelings start coming up. And so create those pockets in your day. So that was a big one. The next 2 are support and solitude. And I know these are kind of opposites. And I think in your journey, you may realize that at different times you might need one or the other. And for me, in the beginning, I felt like I needed a lot of support. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was just like, I really needed that external kind of support and validation. And that meant, I did a counseling on and off for years. I did Al-Anon first. I did Al-Anon for about 1.5 years. I did ACA for 2.5 years. I did some healing circles, all sorts of like support. I had some friends at the time that were also giving me support. And throughout my journey here, especially in the last few years, things have sort of fallen away. So I've gone more and more to solitude. Friendships fell away because they weren't interested in following my boundaries. I actually gave up on counseling. I'm just like, I'm done with counseling. These people don't know. I don't know what you found about counseling, but I'm like, most of you don't know what the trauma is. I think I know more than trauma than you do, for the most part. I don't want to get too arrogant here, because I'm sure there's people out there, but so yeah, like these things just fell away. I stopped going to ACA. I'm like, as there's too much denial there. I could just hear it in what people were saying. And it was so invalidating for me to hear people saying, like, don't blame your parents. And I'm like, what? Like, that's one of the main things of ACA. And I'm like, whoa, no, that's not for me. And I just quit, so I've gone more and more to solitude. As you probably have heard me talking about, is I left my last nanny job at the end of August. My contract was up and I've been unemployed for the last 3.5 months. More spaciousness, more solitude. And wow, it is just like the layers are just coming off on a daily basis. So whew, it's hard work. I can't believe there's this much pain and grief to go through. So, use your intuition. If you feel like you need that external support, do that. If your soul is sort of nudging you to like go into more solitude, trust that and don't feel like, oh my God, what if I'm just isolating myself? You'll kind of know, I think. And like at least I have, and I know that there's a difference between solitude and isolation. And they can kind of intertwine, but solitude is going deep within and connecting with ourselves. So in fact, we're not lonely because we are deeply connecting with ourselves, our inner child, our soul, whatever you want to call all that stuff. The next three, also very, very key: slowness, stillness, and silence, or at least quietness if you can't get to silence. I began really slowing down my life, and being with toddlers and babies is a great way to, I don't know, I just started like, I mean, it was busy times, but it was also like, I realized like, wow, they just walk so slow and they just look at the smallest of things that I would never notice because I'd be rushing by. And here we are looking at an inchworm on the ground, and it's a great metaphor. An inchworm just, crawls along so slowly. So like just slowing down. And it's really hard to slow down because everything in our nervous system is like, go, 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 rush, 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 do, 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 do. And it's coming out of fear. So it can feel like it's like an uphill battle, or it's like you're a salmon trying to swim upstream, and everything in your body, all your conditioning is telling you to rush and to race and to I call it some zooming mode sometimes. And it was almost like it was so compelling. Again, it's kind of an addiction because it's a way of avoiding feelings. And I'm talking fast too, but so to slow down. And when we slow down and when we enter into stillness, suddenly, even as I'm talking here, I can connect back to my body. I can feel my feet. I can feel my butt in the chair. And then I'm back to being here, or at least partially. And so that stillness too comes in, like when I started doing yoga nidra. And when I heard about like just holding your body completely still, wow, that just like, it really changed the way I was doing the yoga nidra. And it's something magical happens when you're just completely still, and you get into your body, and even like just everything just stop, just stop and just allow whatever you're feeling to be there or to feel it. And the silence kind of envelops all of that, I guess. For me, I don't listen to music anymore. I don't have a TV. I've been doing movies lately, but I really try to limit that. So just like spending time in this kind of, silence and stillness. And sometimes it feels like empty, like really scary empty. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it feels a little bit more comfortable. And the silence just allows you to hear yourself and to hear your thoughts, I think, a little bit better. And the final one is sleep. I found sleep so important. This is a really exhausting, tiring journey. And especially, you know, it's over time. So, I mean, yeah, I found lately, especially, wow, like I just went through a period, like I was so tired for a while. I probably didn't do a video for a few weeks because I was just, yeah, I just got to like, there was one day I couldn't even go to the store for a cucumber. I was like, I can't walk a block to the store. I'm too tired, too flashbacky, whatever. So anyway, sleep and rest. Um, Try to get as much sleep as you can, and everybody's body is different, so you know, try to go with whatever feels right for you. I really believe in sleep routines, you know, like I try to, like, you know, as I said, go to bed early, like 6 p.m., get up at about 7:30. Like I have a long period of time where I'm just in bed, and I don't necessarily sleep that whole time, but I'm resting or meditating, um just trying to be in my body. Yeah, so sleep and any kind of rest, you know, that you can get in your day. As a nanny, I was super lucky, you know, I'd put the child into their nap and then I'd be able to like rest for an hour and a half. And wow, that was like, that allowed me to get through my day. Like it is exhausting doing all of this, especially if you're working and you're healing. It's like you have two full-time jobs. So really it's okay to rest. And it's hard sometimes to give ourselves that permission, because our parents so brainwashed us to like stay busy. And that's part of the narcissistic, I think, kind of brainwashing, is to keep us busy and to keep us in our heads so that we're not connected to ourselves, and therefore we're easier to control. So just keep reminding yourself, you know, it's okay to rest. And that's all I wanted to share with you. Maybe I'll just go over them one more time. So there was safety, sobriety, and stability, spaciousness, simplicity, and schedule, solitude and support, slowness, stillness, and silence, and sleep. And I hope that that is helpful or validating for you in some way today. This is a hard journey, and it's a long haul. So if you can, you know, help yourself in any way, and it's messy too, so you don't have to get any of this perfect on any day. It's for sure. I'm wishing you so many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I am Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thank you for watching.